I have fans for everyone because I'm a fan. So.
Evening. I'd like to call this special meeting of the University City Council to order. Mrs. Thomas, will you please call the roll?
Mr. King,
Here.
Here.
Mr. Cooney, Mrs. Wise, Mr. Rock,
Here.
Mrs. Marshall. Here. Ms. Wyman. Here.
Is there a motion to excuse Mrs. Wise and Mr. King?
Someone.
Second. A motion by Mrs. Sacks, second by Ms. Wise. Mrs. Thomas, will you call the roll?
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks.
Aye.
Mr. Rock,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall,
Aye.
Ms. Weiser.
First item on the agenda is report of Vice Mayor Weiss to make committee assignments for new members. Does anybody have a report in your hands? I do. Okay, Mr. Rock, you report.
First, I want to congratulate our newest member, Councilwoman Weiser, and the Vice Mayor has appointed Councilwoman Weiser to the following committees. She will be serving as the chairperson for the Building and Housing Committee, and she will be serving as a member for the Community Outreach Committee, the Economic Development Committee, and she will be an alternate on the Finance. And that is the report from the Vice Mayor, as she has appointed Ms. Weiser.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Rock. Item B is a nomination for appointment of replacement for resident CIC member. Floor is open. Mrs. Simmons.
Thank you, Mayor. City Beautiful Corporation and City Improvement Corporation of our city. There is an opening due to Councilwoman Weiser having been on that committee and vacating it in order to take their seat. And so I would just like to start by saying, before I was elected to council, all through today, Sean Belt has spoken up and spoken out to, and made himself known to everybody in council and in administration about a variety of issues for the betterment of our city. He has insight and integrity, and it would be my honor to nominate Sean Belt to the CIC this evening. Thank you.
And we have a motion nominating Sean Bell to the CIC as the resident member. Is there a second to that motion? Or nomination? Mr. King.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to second what Mrs. Sachs said about Mr. Bell. He's willing to talk with anyone and has always been, I believe, an asset to the city. So I would move to second the nomination for Mr. Bell.
The nomination is therefore seconded by Mr. King. Are there any other nominations? There are no, do you need a motion to close nominations? Mr. McCall?
No, if there are no other nominations, you can call the roll.
Okay, good. Well, we have a motion and second, and there are no other nominations. Mr. Bell, I see you are here. Do you accept it? Yes. Very good. Mrs. Thomas, we call the roll.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks.
Aye.
Ms. Rock,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall. Ms. Weiser.
Very good. Motion carries. Welcome, Mr. Bell, to CNC. We will be talking to this. Okay, next item then is item C, a motion to accept and enter into contract with Terrace Construction for 2023 Saybrook and Northwood Water Main Replacement Project in amount not to exceed $19,65.47.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. This is the second time we did this project. First time we did not get any bids. The second time around, we did get one bid, from Terrace Construction Company. The engineer's estimate for this project was prepared in 2021. That's when we prepared the application to CWD to get this, streets funded. For a couple of different reasons, we did not build it right away. We had a gas line project in Canterbury, Northwood, and Shoal and Allison up in that area. And then we had the Saybrook, Silsbee, Washington, the streetscape, bio retention area that we were building. So we kind of put these projects off. So here we are 2 years later, and the estimate's 2 years old, and went through that pandemic, and the project, the cost is significantly higher than what the estimate was in 2020. I sent the bid to Cleveland Water Department for their review. They are paying for it, so they came back and said that they will fund Saybrook Road 100%. And just this morning, I received an email from CWD, and they said they would fund Northwood $239,575.56. So it's approximately half of what the cost is. I have it broken down by street there. And they said if the city does not want to contribute any money to Northwood, we can reject that part of the project and reapply for it in a future year. Every 6 months, they come out with an application where you can apply to water main replacements. So I think the next cycle is September of this year. So my recommendation is that we build the Saybrook portion of this project. That portion of the project is $480,219.55. CWD does pay 100% of that cost. CWD also pays for 8% engineering and 5% inspection on top of the $480,219.55. My recommendation, Terrace has done several projects for us here in the city of University Heights for water main replacement. They're one of the experts in Northeast Ohio, and my recommendation is to award the job to them for Saybrook.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Rowland.
Okay, a couple questions for you. In your engineering estimate, which I'm glad you put in there, it's 2021. So even if we saw last year was a high inflation year. So I do understand. You had estimated $781,089. Was that estimate assuming that Cleveland Water was going to pay 100% of the whole project then?
Correct.
So when we did our budget, maybe Mr. Kennedy can help me, in the budget, we showed a revenue line item that matched the expense line item.
But we did not, we didn't know that when the project would be awarded. That we had
That the budget, okay, thank you. And my second question is, you state that the Cleveland Water Department will pay the design engineering costs up to 8% of the construction cost, and inspection fees up to 5%. Is that what your fee is then, or is it different than that?
No, that's the
Your fee, okay, so they are covering 100% of your fee.
Correct.
Thank you.
Mayor, if I can add.
Yes, please.
The way this works is, if this is approved tonight, I help Mr. Kennedy, we prepare an invoice for Cleveland Water, we actually get the money up front. Now, the only thing you had up front was the engineering. Engineering's been paid already, I'd say, but you will get that reimbursed after we send an invoice to CWD. And then at the end of the job, we do an audit to see, because construction is what it is, whatever the final total is. Sometimes I don't give money back, or we have to give some more, whatever. So, but we do actually get the money up front before the job starts.
Okay,
So that's why I think we didn't have a line item for it, guys, because it's not like a reimbursement, we don't have to put anything up front. Oh,
No,
no,
but we do,
Other than-
since we have to expense the appropriation, we. Fall, we budgeted more costs. So,
and then if I'm hearing you correctly, you are not recommending move forward with more, correct?
no, I recommend we reapply
To reapply for next year or?
future years.
Okay. And then, so your design, engineering, can just be shelved and
Plans are done.
stuff. Okay, so you don't have to rework it. Okay.
Well, update you. Further
Okay, very good. Mr. King. Oh, here's my.
Just a couple of questions on the north foot. How urgent is that?
Well, they both qualify, because the application is based on points, number of breaks, water quality, pressure, you get out of the hydrants, flow. So they both qualify, you know, if it continues to break, someone comes in and we fix the break and we have to fix the paving. It's not critical, but I think it needs.
And the second question, since Northwood also runs into Cleveland Heights, would that qualify as a night project for them or would that start south?
We were stopping at the Cleveland Heights one. We did ask Cleveland Heights early on and, we didn't go against.
Are they part of the one?
They are now, they used to have their own, and now.
Well, I know they're part of the one, but in the section that got switched over, are they part of the reimbursement program? You know?
Yeah, they can be, yeah, I
Oh.
believe they are.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Mr. King.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Quinn, thank you for your recommendation on the north aspect of the project. I just wanted to clarify a little bit on the language combined. Supervisor asked a question about working with Cleveland Heights. What do you mean by combined on this? Since it was a combined project.
Well, it was actually two streets, but we did it at one.
Oh,
cost.
That's,
Thank you.
okay,
Now we're just gonna
so the two streets, okay. Okay, thank you.
Is there a motion to award the Sabre Road Water Main Replacement Project for the total bid price of $480,219.55 for terms of construction?
So moved.
Okay. Motion by Ms. Weiser, second by Mr. Rock. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, Mrs. Thomas, will you call the roll?
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks,
Aye.
Mr. Rock.
Aye.
Ms. Marshall,
Aye.
Ms. Weiser.
Aye.
Okay, very good, motion carried. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next is item D, a motion to approve the purchase of a used 2012 Mack rubbish truck from the Babtex in St. James, New York, and an amount not to exceed $55,600. Introducing our new city director, Mr. Alan Pennington. Mr. Pennington, you have the floor.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, truck number 21-4, 2007 Freightliner rear loader packer truck, used for solid waste collection is out of service, engine that cannot be repaired. City is without a serviceable backup truck and is now below the minimum number of rear packers needed in city operations. Truck was originally scheduled for replacement in 2025. However, due to the engine failure, the replacement needed to be bumped on the schedule. We did search for other Freightliner engines and could not find another used engine. The cost of rebuilding the engine is going to be in excess of $40,000. We only have a 1 year warranty. We put our truck out of service for 8 to 12 weeks. We did find a used 2012 Mack LEU 600, 43,980 miles, available from Babtex, located in St. James, New York. Same model truck and same vendor that used the used truck was purchased in the spring. And like the last truck, this is a former City of New York sanitation truck. New York City regularly replaces trucks on a schedule, making trucks like this available. The truck would cost $55,600 shipped. Like the previous truck purchased by the city, it's sold as is, essentially no warranty. We could have the truck in-house within 1 to 2 weeks. After consulting with our mechanic, Scott Rudick, we recommend the city would be off to purchase the truck from Babtex for $55,600, but off the city.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mr. Pennington. Any questions? If not, is there a motion? Mrs. Sacks.
Thank you, Mr. Pennington. Thank you, Mayor. So I have a concern. So in at least one prior meeting, you don't privy to this, Mr. Pennington. Speak to council and administration. Mayor and Mr. Percorni asked City Council to purchase new trucks, more than one new truck. And I believe Mr. Kennedy, correct me if I'm wrong, the last 3 annual budgets, we've had new truck in each budget. Is that correct?
I believe that we put aside money to lease new trucks, so we estimated what annual lease cost will be as opposed to.
Thank you. I understand. So those leased new trucks were in the budget. Regardless of whether the mayor presented the budget before January 1st or after January 1st for the last few years. And I understand that new trucks require lead time, but if they're leased, then perhaps not as much. So I am concerned that we keep investing in trucks that are used, that have no warranty. One more question, Mr. Kennedy. The city is within our budget, right? We are even putting money in investments, correct? It's not like we are over budget.
No, the budget is not.
So if we're not over budget, and the budget includes leasing new truck, even to give lead time to purchase a new truck, if that's something we want to consider maybe in the new budget, then we need the administrative management to move forward with this so that our University Heights Service Department is supported. They're amazing. They do an amazing job. Every day that they're on the job through the pandemic, before and after, they are dependable, and it would be a disservice to keep putting used trucks for them to use instead of getting the new trucks that we approved in the budget and that they deserve to use. The bottom line is we need to be supportive and respectful of our service department and give enough time to do the new trucks. So I will not do a disservice to our service department and therefore not continue to invest in these used trucks. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sachs. You know, we're here today not on a new truck that would take a year to obtain, whether we buy it or lease it. We're here on a used truck, replaced truck due to be replaced in 2025, the engine on which blew a week ago. This is not germane at all to the immediate need that we have here with regard to this particular situation and the truck that we can get one. So I would urge the council to not leave our service department down the truck and to support this motion.
Here,
Ms. Watson.
Years ago, when we used to always buy used trucks, I probably was, somebody kept saying, it was how foolish when we didn't have the money to buy new trucks. In this case, I'm not saying if anyone's found foolish, we gotta pick up the garbage, we have to do what we need to do. And without a truck, it ain't gonna happen. In this case, I think it's sort of okay to get another truck. However, I think the councilwoman does bring up a good point. We've had money in that budget to purchase a new truck. And the purchase hasn't happened, and I think that might have been the point. And perhaps that since money's in the budget, we might consider purchasing the new truck. So we get it in next year, since this is again a second use truck. And one of them can go. I think it's time maybe for us to make sure we get the new stuff in for 2024. But I would be happy to make a motion to proceed with the purchase of the 2012 used Mack truck from Fabtex in St. James, New York, in an amount not to exceed $55,600.
Thank you. We'll accept that then as a motion. Is there a second?
discussion.
We can still have discussion after the motion. So we have a motion by Ms. Weiser. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. King. Now, if there's discussion, we'll proceed. Ms. Martin.
I just have a question. If we do get the used truck now, that does not keep us from being able to use the budget to get the newer truck.
Yes, with a different issue. That's right. Thank you. Mr. Campbell.
Just to clarify, there is no money in the budget. We have to amend the budget, we increase the appropriation to place an order so we can recover those funds. But that a new truck was not contemplated this year.
Yeah, that,
We already bought a new truck in March of 23.
yes, thank you for clarifying that, Mr. Kennedy. Last year with the budget, the council asked and the administration conceded the point that we would not include any capital purchases in the 2023 budget for the service department as it pertains to rubbish collection, and the budget has not been since amended to add. That is correct. Ms. White.
Question for Mr. Kennedy. The original money that was in the budget previous to this purchase, a new truck, that wasn't purchased, was that brought forward at all?
Last year's budget,
No, it was a year before there was,
no, nothing was.
we have not done, okay, but we did have some, seems to me I remember, we did have something in the budget for a new truck, if not last year, the year before, that was like,
We bought a new truck, a brand new truck, and that was financed through First National Bank. 2021, I believe. And then last year, November 2022, we bought a used truck. This year, March of 2023, we bought another.
so maybe the council might have that too. Or maybe moving, so that we eventually get a new truck.
Okay, Mr. Ray.
Guys, I just want to echo what my colleagues are saying here about the new truck. This would be our third used truck that we're purchasing. Is that correct? It's the third used one. I want to first thank you for at least consulting with the mechanic. That the mechanic is aware that we have used trucks coming in and they feel comfortable maintaining the used trucks. But I have a question now for Mr. Kennedy first. Now I'm hearing two different things. So in this year's budget, we're going to lease a new truck though, correct?
We had a provision to lease it, but that money was you went and bought the North Mark.
Okay, so it wasn't that council said no to a new truck. The new truck was always slated to be in this year's budget. It's just the money got used for a used truck.
Right, it was contemplated only from the standpoint that we allocated what we call maybe an annual payment. Similar to the lease that we did. But the mayor said we did not budget anything specifically for a whole truck. Okay.
So because we use the funds to buy a used truck and there's funds left over to buy another used truck. I would like to see this go into a committee after, I'm for the used truck, but we do need to get back on the cycle of updating our 5-year capital plan. I'd like to look at that in committee. If you could even look at amending the budget so that we can get started on the new truck, because I think they take about a year to build. These are hand built vehicles, correct? Yeah, so these are hand built. They take a year. Let's get this process started now. So in 2024, we can, cut the ribbon on the new truck. Something we should have been doing all along. So I'll support the used truck at this point because we got to get our trash picked up. But we really got to manage this process better, and I want to start with it.
Okay, before we go any further, the law director reminded me that given the amount on this truck, I would ask that Ms. Weiser amend the motion if she would, to include that that the city would be waiving competitive bid. In addition to moving to approve the purchase of the truck. Will you so agree?
I will so make a motion to include that plan.
Thank you, and Mr. King is the second.
And I will still second.
Very good. So, Reverend Flett, go. Yes, Thomas. Anything else further on the site? This is Sam.
Thank you. I appreciate the discussion. I appreciate that we will now look forward in committee to discuss this and do the right thing by our citizens. Thank you all for your thoughtful discussion.
Thank you. Mrs. Thomas, speak on.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks,
Aye.
Mr. Rock,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall,
Aye.
Ms. Weiser.
I
Very good, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Bank. Next is item E, ordinance 2023-38, an ordinance amending codified ordinance section 220.02 entitled special meetings and declaring emergencies. Thank you, Mayor. As we've had several special meetings over the last few weeks. We noticed that in our special meeting ordinance, we have anachronistic provisions that relate to providing materials to the mayor and to the members of council in connection with calling a special meeting. And so this ordinance is being amended to be updated to allow notice to be issued through email at the regular email addresses used for the parties. Very good. Thank you, Mr. McConaughey. Any questions? If not, is there a motion? Mr. Brown?
I just want to give a special thanks to the council clerk who went to every house to drop off, as required by law, all the information we need for our special meeting. And we recognize the clerk. But now we'll take it back. But it was an archaic law. It's time to update.
Is there a motion to approve on ordinance?
So,
Motion by Ms. Marshall, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Sacks, any discussion? Ms. Wasserman?
I'm so glad we're amending something that was written in 1954. Thereabouts.
They should have had 4 seconds. You
Just that police.
Yeah.
could say electronic, in case it ever happens. We'll take 2 votes. First is on suspension of rules. Mrs. Thomas.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Sacks,
Hi.
Mr. Rock,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall,
Aye.
Ms. Weiser,
And then on the main motion.
Mr. King.
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks,
Hi.
Mr. Rock,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall,
Aye.
Ms. Weiser.
Yeah, very good motion here. Next is item F, ordinance 2023-39, authorizing all actions necessary to accept Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council Bill X 2023 Energized Community Grant and declaring emergencies, some emergencies.
Thank you, Mayor. This is legislation that NOPEC requires to allow us to put this into escrow various portions of their 2023 Northeast Ohio Energized Community Grant. That amount is $32,038. Typo in the memo that I sent to the public, but the correct amount is $32,038. That then will be available for us to use by November 30th, 2025. We also have 2 previous disbursements that are maintained in escrow right now. The balance for years 2018 to 2021 is $93,055. 2022 balance is $28,394. So if the grant is accepted tonight by council, the city will have a total of $154,287 used for any eligible projects and given perspective.
Okay, very good, thank you. And just to build on that, and knowing that we have, money that's in the bank and needing to be spent down and used on an appropriate project. Everyone, well, not everyone perhaps, but a lot of folks here are familiar with the goal that I believe is widely shared by most, if not all, to upgrade the restrooms of all this community park. Cheney and his team have been working on a proposal for an energy efficient upgrade that allows for year-round usage. NOPEC has indicated informally that they are open to that as the appropriate use of the grant money. And we'll be back with you at a future date with regard to proposal for applying these funds to that on state. Mr. Cheney, anything you want to add with respect to that?
No, said it all.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure I didn't leave anything out you want to test. Okay, so is there a motion on emergency to approve ordinance 2023-39?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Ms. Marshall, that's on emergency.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay, very good, thank you. And is there a second?
I'll second that, second emergency.
Mr. King. Okay, very good. Any discussion on the motion?
But,
Yeah. Ms. White.
since you're sort of looking to target this, could Mr. Cheney at least give us an idea of what is the range cost for what's being planned?
I don't know, Mr. Cheney, if you have that kind of information this evening, but if there's anything you care to share.
I do not, I mean, you asked me about this energy efficient grant and what we could use it for. And when you're winterizing the restroom, we need to, insulation, the windows, to make it, air climate control, solar panels, LED lighting, things like that. The grant was $132,000, I think, $123,000.
This year's grant is 32,000, but in addition to. So you got 154.
And, we've come up with items that are approximately $85,000 worth for that kind of energy efficient stuff.
So we could use what?
Yes.
We're not looking at something where we're going,
No, it seems like it would be within the limits, based upon what provision is in plans.
and I understand this is great. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Mrs. Thomas, we call the roll. Oh, I'm sorry, there's two votes here. First is on suspension rules.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks.
Aye.
Mr. Rock.
Aye.
Ms. Marshall.
Aye.
Ms. Weiser,
And then on the main motion.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks.
Aye.
Mr. Rock.
Aye.
Ms. Marshall,
Aye.
Ms. Weiser.
A very good motion carries. The next item is item G, a motion to enter into executive session regarding litigation matters, the Alexander School and the University Square. Administration, I would ask that we have a brief executive session discuss these items. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Sacks, is there a second? Second by Mr. Rob. Mrs. Thomas, you call the roll.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks.
Aye.
Mr. Rock.
Aye.
Ms. Marshall. Ms. Weiser.
Yeah, very good. We do not anticipate that there will be any motion made following this executive session, so those of you are welcome to stay around. The only business we anticipate happening after the executive session is the motion. So we don't see you afterwards. Thank you.
Real quick, yeah, meeting on Wednesday, we don't want the full, we just want to meet it. I think we just want to. Yeah, I know they were. Sure. I was meeting now. So let's be able to, yeah. What days of the week for Congress can understand? They don't get to say. See what? Sounds good. Yeah, I really do look forward. I'm excited. Good. Yes, Alan, you see it, please, we're- Okay, thank you. Thanks, Alan. Yeah, that was fine. I guess it's here.
Yeah, you know what, I gotta get, put it, put it, yeah,
So.
that's down.
You know, I hear petition. You know.
I gotta go.
Okay, all right, sorry. Thank you for talking to me.
Yeah. And I gotta try to get this shut down, if I get seconds and a half.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Let's put it on.
Well, Alan's right off.
See if my,
He said 14,
yeah.
oh, and he said,
Sure, I find this.
he said water and 14 years old.
I think she's got other things on.
No, he does, he's got a nice, big shoe too. For like, well, $500.
She or they are going on cruise with me next Thursday. Next Thursday, I'm heading to Baltimore. We're doing a night, Baltimore and Bahamas.
Oh, I can watch it.
So I had that written to the,
I need to really shine numbers.
Scenario legal women. Very nice to meet you.
My daughter. I still love daughter.
Yeah.
She's fine. So. I'll, support them. It's my girlfriend is wrong, but the dad is,
Yeah.
we don't.
Oh, my goodness, I think you're done, wasn't it?
I think they can close.
My husband in the beginning, he said, "Go on a cruise," and he's saying, no.
You would enjoy it. Food, the entertainment.
And if you don't know it's in the war, you really don't moving on them.
Yeah, I just spent a couple of days with my law school roommate, last week, and she and her husband just left yesterday for an Aegean. So she was singing the praises and going to the Greek islands.
I did go on events and we did.
Yeah, so she.
And we did, well, we were thanking you, right, we couldn't join the ship. So
Oh,
this is the.
that's the exact phrase I think.
So I've been doing the program, we did the program, Athens, and St. Louis. But
Yeah.
the Royal Caribbean, we paid, we bought a haircut. So they got us to, Athens, and
Uh-huh.
just the hotel.
That's what it's.
Wow.
Yeah, I have it. It's not the same. She's going on Viking, I think. But they're going to Corfu, which I always wanted to go to.
But yeah, so they do something in Athens. I just had to suffer with this view from the rooftop bar. Of the hotel and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
just such a tough
Oh, my God.
experience.
I know you were crying the whole time.
Oh, yeah, it was just so hard to put up there. You could just
Yeah.
see that out.
Did you climb the Acropolis?
Yeah, we did that.
That was very cool.
That was good. I was there before the new museum opened, so I saw the whole museum. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's better than you picture. It
Yeah,
really
I
is.
think I need to know that.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
And this is the picture that you took.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, that's nice.
but we were in Athens on our way back, because we did spend 10 days in Cyprus. Wow. And
Well, we found this, since we were there, we ate kind of street restaurant right across from the bus stop. And this was their food for one night.
Oh, sure.
It's the big salad, fried pork, and Spanish cream.
Oh, gosh.
crepes are big, crepes are so big, I mean, the buckwheat crepes are the best,
So,
but.
but that was good, and then we had the bread leaves.
Oh, yes.
It was a regeneration camp, so that was Greek salad. Plan.
Oh, that's my kind of deal. Nothing like that.
You don't see anything on the side, I drove with this trip, so I come out with Greek salad.
But I said we had breakfast, just tomatoes and. Cheese.
That's all we really need.
And then in Santorini, we did this excursion that took us to 2 different places. While we were there, we could have a meal with some Greek wedding venue. Of course, they had a Santorini place. Some other places.
Oh, wow.
You know,
No, I will say the Greek weddings I've been to, they don't,
this is just one of those, they had those cheap little.
yeah.
But it was neat, so we did that.
Customs.
Oh, yeah, and then we stayed in Venice 2 nights after. This is a hotel, I think, this is a few other.
Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah, my girlfriend is doing it the front end. They just left and they're spending 3 days in Venice before they come in the ship, but same kind of thing. Okay, now I am officially considering this. I 2 people saying it in the same week. I actually have to follow.
Laurel Caribbean does a great job, it's such a food. Well, they get smaller, you know, the one I'm going on, this next one is Division of the Seas. And it's on the.
When we were in Aruba, we saw those ships.
Oh, you get some of those 6,000.
Well, not even, I mean, yeah.
Even on those are your neighborhoods, really, it's. You know. Realize how many people. With all the neighbors, it's-
Anywhere, and all the levels, and I mean, by the time you figure out the rails of the ship, you're down with the food.
That's why I do a 7. Because that way you get familiar with the ship.
Yeah.
But first, before they do a 3 night or a 4 night, you're just get used to the ship before you really get off.
Oh, like I said, my husband's in the Navy, and so he's fine with it all. He still has flights.
So I tell you, to me, it's just money on the vacation. Because we do gamble a little on the ship. We typically get 3 or discount. We celebrate the.
You get all the specific cuisine more, you know, and it's not like, oh, where are you gonna drive, where are we gonna get taxi to, where are we gonna get?
Oh, I know.
taxi?
I'm with a bummer. Back then. My doctor just started in Charlo. I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
Oh, so
and
you're not interested in food at all? or not?
I. Couldn't find, I think. That could call it last night. And for me, that's.
They
I-
take your
I mean,
appetite.
It takes a lot. And I'm kind of bummed with that cruise because I go on cruise and I'm like, I had 3 appetites, then I had main course, then I had dessert. And I'll start ordering the food and I'll be full before.
You don't live vicariously through your daughter.
My girlfriend's also. She's watching Ryan. So she's like, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And it's, I don't know. But I maintain. Patient. Ways. You know.
Yeah, those kind of dicey, but if the next time this comes out, we'll bring you up.
I don't want to watch. And couple of channels.
I think it's a lot, I remember when I was. We bought one from Beechwood and we did one. That church was Beechwood.
Well, he knows I would think because they're on that schedule, he knows how old they are, he knows what kind of mileage they're gonna have, because they're on the same routes and stuff. But, yeah.
We have to talk. The truck died. My first day. You didn't ever drop the little truck. No problem.
Wow,
You know, there's any reason.
there is a big crack somewhere. Cracks and engine blocks, are not big. So we don't have, there are no regularly scheduled meetings for July. I've only been observing since November, so I haven't gone through the year yet, so. A newbie. Me too. Yeah, you know everything.
How long?
31. After 30 years, you know.
Yeah.
I put my kids in college, in private college, right? You know, something out for years now.
I've got, yeah, maybe.
I wish.
Counting, my gosh,
Well, I do that. When I was at city.
yeah, well, it's all through PERS, right?
I was with Emerson Tito and Coda and group. And then.
Who was I talking to? I was talking to somebody, who works for the state as an archaeologist. And she's been with the state for 8 years and she wants to do something different. I said, we gotta hold out for another 2 years at least. That's it. Oh, my-
That's why I was with her for so long. Trying to find something that's gonna be comparable to was what I consider to step up. I was a staff engineer. So you got staff engineer. And I was hoping for a promotion to assistant engineer. And where I was assistant engineer retired, they decided to save money. And still they were going to try to hire another staff. Meanwhile, majority of duties were on me. And I said, you know what, this other opportunity. For same money that I make here. You know, I'm willing to try something different. You know, pull me over from the government somewhere. I'm concerned about meetings. Of course, you know, the mayor's out, then we never know.
You sort of.
But I think I can operate on my credentials and whether it's not being lower one mayor or anything else. Now, like it's someone I know for a long time. But that doesn't change the fact that I here because of loyal to the
You appreciate that, speaking for all of us.
Loyal to the. There'll be another discussion.
I'm gonna hear this. Where are you going? Oh, nice, nice.
I'm going to see my son.
Be warm.
You know, and then I have to arrange my schedule based on my job.
Absolutely.
Can't think of. September
So I had three first book before. So that is, you know, normally going with lead collection, so you can maybe go back time. But I have a candidate in England.
Is he all these? I have driven through.
So doing that at the end of October, the week before Christmas, just doing it. It's just a homage and for that. But just.
In the summer, you get out of.
Oh,
You can get two meters. You can always get out of
I
it.
drove out with my group up, so I'm not too afraid to drive.
No, it's not you driving, it's
Yeah,
them driving. Well, it's like going down to northern South Carolina that time of year, if it snows.
Oh, they act like they don't know, because my son went to school with Oakdale. In Congress, and he said, this much snow.
Oh my God, my,
I learned to push snow before Pinto. Growing up out there and stuff.
my first car was a Pinto, and I drove cross country with my parents. And then it was the winter of 77,
Oh, big
78.
one.
Yes, so my friends knew I had no idea how to drive in snow. And I didn't figure it out for a few weeks. I just kept getting all these offers for rides because nobody wanted me on the walk. I learned. But yeah, it was funny. I mean, if you're gonna learn in the worst winter, remember, okay?
Keep going, press my dinner on the fridge.
Sounds like a plan. Now you made me hungry.
Oh, they're trying to get, I stop trying that.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah.
I still miss the old China gate.
I know.
They say it's the same, it's not the.
Vehicles weren't bad.
You know, the old China Gate, it's so funny. In the early 80s, somebody I went to college with, who grew up in Youngstown. His grandmother lived on Antisale,
Yeah.
and he was visiting his grandmother, and I was here. And he said, "Oh, you've got to come with the family to go to the China Gate." And I mean, it is a tradition.
So I tried that one out. I've done Jack's Deli. I did that with my girlfriend, for people this year. There are more people than that. And I actually, for people, say pretty good. The brisket.
Come down the way, down. The real corned beef place.
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
When I used to go down for meetings with the Latin downtown. If I had a transportation subcommittee meeting. I would. That made me get out at noon, and I'd go slide to take that back to my office. And then
My office moved from downtown to 45th and St. Clair in 2019. So that's why it's right there.
Right. I get maybe. I'll continue to give my own.
Have a great visit with your son, and I will see you in September. Take care.
Have a good night. Be careful out there.
You too.
I'm still here.
Oh, everybody went home.
Is there a motion to return? Exit executive session and return to the regular session.
So,
Second motion by Ms. Wildberry, second by Mr. Thomas. We call the roll.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Ms. Marshall, I'm. Ms. Weiser.
Okay, we're back to regular session. Is there a motion to begin?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Mr. King, is there a second?
second.
Second by Mrs. Sacks, Mrs. Thomas, we call the roll.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks,
Hi.
Mr. Rock,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall.
Aye.
Ms. Weiser.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.
No, no.
Yeah, well, they went through.
I can't say
Sherry, have a good. Good night.
Good night.